rest of them was saying it's not that big of a deal. Matt, do you buy that this is truly no big deal for the Heat?
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, this happens a lot. These guys can attest to it, whether it's in the locker room, practice, or in games. Guys have arguments, disagreements, and I think the fact that Spoelstra is trying to be a coach, letting these guys know, like, hey, we've let 2 games, we're letting a team without stars beat us right now. We have to, we have to put our foot on the gas. The other guys are like, okay, well, maybe, we'll be fine, Spo. But another thing I want to point out is UD plays a huge role on this team, and it's not necessarily on court, it's behind the scenes, managing personalities, keeping everyone on the same page. And I appreciate this kind of stuff because Jimmy Butler has been known to say some wild stuff every once in a while. So UD was just putting him in his place. Like, hey, we're not the enemy, it's the other team. Let's get it together on the court. So shout out to UD. And again, you saw Spoelstra a little extra energetic because, like Perk said, he knew he had UD to have his back.
Facts.
Perk?
Well, you know what I think about? I look at Erik Spoelstra and I think about him being a champion, like winning championships. Jimmy Butler is trying to get what Erik Spoelstra already has, and it goes back to what we just talked about with the Brooklyn Nets. Erik Spoelstra know how important this stretch is for guys to be playing at the right level at the right time, and the chemistry is supposed to be there. Like, these 2 losses that the Heat have are unacceptable, and he knows that they supposed to be better. Like, every coach want to know their rotations. Every coach want to see their team playing well, especially when you're a team that's trying to win a championship. So right now, Erik Spoelstra looks all the way like he's the good guy, and he's supposed to. Jimmy Butler need to follow suit. And by the way, look, let me tell you something. I love Jimmy Butler, Texas boy, but he don't want no smoke with UD. UD probably done had more fights. UD probably done had more fights than Mike Tyson and Mayweather combined out there in the hood in Dade County. He don't want that action.
And I'm going to add to this. I mean, that's 3 guys that's showing passion and emotion, kind of like Kyle said. And to add to it, and I agree with you, Matt, it's not a big deal, because if it was a big deal, you would see more guys engage into breaking that up. It was just guys blowing off some steam. Hey, it's somebody saying we need to step our defense up. We're not playing. We're playing down to the competition. Yeah, they don't have their stars on the floor, and we're playing down to the competition instead of putting these teams away that we should be putting away because we're the number 1 team in the East. We need to play like it. It's 10 games or 15 games left in the season or whatever, and we need to kind of get ready for the playoffs. If we say we want to win a championship, we're in the position as the number 1 seed in home court. Let's act like it. So, yeah, guys are going to get chippy and chirp back and say what they're going to got to say, and that's what it is. Matt, we've been on teams like that.
Playoff
Perk,
time.
same thing. So
Playoff
it's just,
time.
it's playoff times, and guys want to win, and, they're trying to feed their family. Everybody want that extra cheese going in the playoffs. So they're like, hey, it's time to tighten up.
Look, and Erik Spoelstra said after the game, you can use these moments during the season to catapult you. You can use them to galvanize you over frustration and disappointment, but teams can also go the other way. And as VC pointed out, Matt, this is the number 1 team in the East. So how concerned are you about them as we near the start of the playoffs and you're seeing this tension?
I'm not necessarily concerned, to be honest with you. This is a blue-collar team, and as Perk touched on, a foundation and organization that has won championships. So they know what it takes to get there. They're trying to get everyone else on board. I'm not saying because they are the 1 seed that they're going to win a championship. I think they're in the list of maybe 5 teams in the East, which is crazy, that has a chance to win a championship, but they have just as good odds as anyone does.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.